No matter how great, every empire will fall. And this series of paintings tells us the different stages in an empire's lifetime. Painted between 1833 and 1836, The Course of Empire is a collection of 5 paintings by the artist Thomas Cole. It shows an imaginary city through time, all the way from its humble beginnings to its destruction, and I'm going to explain it all. It begins with the savage state, which shows a coastal valley still dominated by nature. Glimpses of human activity are present, with references to Native American pre-colonial life, including this temporary settlement comprised of teepee-like structures, surrounding a central fire being danced around, perhaps in some sort of ritual. On the water, canoes evidence engineering skill, and a hunter clothed in animal skins is shown pursuing a deer, still running with an arrow in its side. Dogs have been domesticated, here aiding their companions in the hunt. Take note of this tall cliff topped by a lonely boulder. It remains a landmark throughout the paintings, both preceding and outlasting the empire. The second painting is called The Arcadian State. A romantic reimagining of archaic Greece, there are signs of so-called civilization emerging. A basic village has appeared in the bay, and various agricultural practices are underway, including a shepherd with his flock and a field being ploughed. An old philosophical figure attempts to solve a geometric problem, whilst a young child sketches a man holding a sword, perhaps the armed soldier who he has his back to. A megalithic structure bearing a resemblance to Stonehenge surrounds a central fire, perhaps a sacrifice, and a pair of dancers move to the tune of a pipe. Near the water, a warship is being constructed, anticipating the conquering ambitions of the empire to come. Depicting a triumphal procession, the consummation of empire shows a city reveling in its golden age, surrounded by colonnaded buildings and balconies filled with viewers. The focal point is the conqueror himself, shown in a chariot pulled by an elephant. Enrobed in crimson, he's watched by a woman in a matching dress. Placed on a golden throne, we imagine her as his empress. The allusions to the ancient Mediterranean are abundant, and include this eagle, the emblem of the Roman Empire, the caryatids from the Athenian Acropolis, and a pair of sphinxes borrowed from ancient Egypt. Most obvious are the references to the Parthenon, whose pediment frieze is closely replicated. The cult statue of Athena herself is shown in prime position, as though the goddess of wisdom and war is overlooking their victory. A fleet of ships influenced by Viking vessels swarm the harbour, whilst young children play with models in an ornate fountain. Possibly inspired by the Vandal sack of Rome, this next piece is titled Destruction. It shows the city under attack from an invading enemy. Men are slaughtered, their bodies strewn across the crumbling metropolis, whilst women are captured by ruthless soldiers. This woman leaps off the battlement rather than be seized as a prize. There's a real sense of panic and movement, with bodies scattered throughout the choppy waters, flames licking at the monuments, and weapons being aimed. A colossal statue based on a Hellenistic original from Ephesus stands tall over the chaos, its broken head laying on the ground below. The final stage is titled Desolation. Now devoid of all humanity, only the ruins act as a reminder it was once there. The only living beings are the wildlife, such as the birds on the water, this small lizard, and the crane nesting on top of an overgrown column. It's set in the early evening as the sun has slipped away, leaving the moon to cast her eerie glow among the wreckage. Nature has reclaimed what was taken from her, and the stages are reset, destined to repeat. It truly is a breathtaking series of works.